Thatcher, former
If you say more, I'm going to say bad things.
Chief Executive Officer, Cancer Care Ontario, and an all-around great guy. I must tell you that when Sharon and I went for my pathology report, Rock was good enough to fly down from Toronto and spend the time with us so that whatever support we needed, or whatever advice he could give us, he was there. So without further ado for me, I should like to present Dr. Terry Sullivan.
As much as I would like to begin with a discussion of John's time in the seminary, I will not go further. He can tell you about it himself. You've had the opportunity to hear very wonderful things about Sharon and learn about what a really faceted person she is. A daughter, a mother, a wife, a grandmother, a friend, volunteer, an educator, and a sister. So I just would like to tell you about 2 or 3 of these roles where I have been closer to the action than others. One is as a daughter. In the household where I grew up, there were 3 boys who got up to quite a lot of shenanigans a lot of the time, and Sharon, who was the senior responsible child as the firstborn daughter. And I would say that she spent a lot of time caring for us with great skill and affection, including acquainting us after my father failed with some of the facts of life, as they then were known to her.
Your father failed.
Yeah. She was my father's favorite child.
That's true. That's true.
And, but she actually had much higher demands as the firstborn from me. And as a woman, as a young woman, than the boys did. She was required to entertain and take care of any dignitaries that blew through the house. And our house in Montreal was sort of for the 8 or 4 or 3 or 2 dignitaries that came through from Newfoundland every other year. Sharon was there to take care of business, and she did it with great grace, great patience, and great generosity. Several folks, Kelly and Ashley, have done a beautiful job of talking about Sharon, so I'm not going to add a lot more except to say that she has been an extraordinarily patient, generous, and tolerant mother to Kelly and John Michael, and to their grandchildren as well. And in particular, Sharon has really carried the lion's share of parenting for Cassidy and Justine over these past years. And I know they will carry in their heart, and do carry in their heart, her generosity, her warmth, and patience that they will take with them into their adult life. Kelly also mentioned Sharon's role as an educator. I mean, she did this long walk through the march of education as a teacher, following in her mother's footsteps, and then wound up running this kind of jewel box of an international baccalaureate school with great skill and with enormous respect from the parents, from the teachers, from the kids, and from the staff in the school. And it truly was a place where her talents shone most bright. But I really wanted to just spend 2 minutes talking about Sharon as a sister. I can remember sitting in the basin with my sister when I was about, I don't know, 10 years old, listening to the kind of Everly Brothers, listening to the first Bob Dylan music, and there were always, Sharon always had a gang of young men and women in the basement. I can remember, like Emil Packwood, Tucker, Johnny Kobig, and all these and a whole bunch of women who were there. So she had a great love of music, as was mentioned, and she and I, when we get together, we still sit at the piano and bang out music and sing very badly, but with great passion.
Kathy loves it.
Yeah, Kathy she just can't wait until that happens. But, our nuclear family was 6, and now we are 2. So Sharon occupies an enormously special place privileged place in my life, and I'm very, very grateful for this. We speak very frequently, sometimes we Skype when we're out of town, and it's very, very important to me that we have this strong relationship together, and I love her deeply. I'm also very grateful that my daughters, my youngest daughters, my older kids cannot be here because they're at a wedding. My younger daughters are going to be here next year, and I will sleep, and I know Kathy will sleep just a little bit better because Sharon is in town, and she can reach out to them, or they can call her at any moment in time, as they did, as she has done with my older daughter when she was here at McGill. So Sharon, this is it. All I have to say is that you are an outstanding person. In the funny little Orthodox Jewish community where we live, people would say, you are a mensch. You definitely are a mensch. You're a person of great generosity. You know, you remain chair of my personal board of directors, and that will be so for the rest of my life. I wish you, it's going to sound familiar, so I hope you're getting the message, as you enter your 7th decade, and I also wish John more time to live, laugh, and love, as Mary mentioned, and as her grandchildren grow up and exit the nest, may you have a wonderful time. You know, you've shepherded your grandchildren through high school. May the next few years for you bring great pleasure, great leisure, great joy, and great laughter. I love you.